We're going to be taking a look at the Permit Processing tab in StationSMARTS. This is managed through the Activity Tracker. You're just going to be creating entries in the Activity Tracker for this, so it's going to be automatically adding them to your logbook for you. But this Permit tab is going to do a lot of automated things for you as well. The permit processing starts with the filter permit. You can choose the type of permit that you want to process here. And this can be unlimited. It's going to get set up in your system settings. So I just have a couple of examples that are possible. We're going to take a look at the burn permit first. The burn permit has a couple of extra things. So here across the top, you have the ability to say whether or not burning is allowed and who is setting that burn permit limit. So if the answer is no, who's saying no, the state or the fire department. And then we also have the burn information from the state as well. We've got a couple of links for you. So that's going to be out to a website, and then this is the different documents, information that you may need for all of that. So if we say that burning is allowed today, then we can create a new permit. If we say that it's not allowed, or if we say that if we haven't answered it yet, then we won't be able to create a new burn permit. And now we can choose the permit address that we want to use. And once you start typing, then you're going to be able to choose the address. If that address has any restrictions, they're going to show up right here in the view. We also have a custom comment that you can decide in the system setup that's going to show for you there as well. And then we're just going to click New Permit. It automatically creates it and opens it up for you. And if you need to provide a copy to them, then it's going to be available there with the permit number, as well as the unique StationSMARTS ID number. So if you wanted to use that as a permit number, you can use that as well. We've got some information there about the permitting. Now that's for a burn permit. We do have the details here, which are able to be added to and filled out. I'm going to go ahead and close that. In this burn permitting tab, we can record the property information for anyone that's at that address. We can send out a message just to them. We can also send out a message to everyone listed in this view. It'll automatically collect their information and send out a pre-created Outlook email that we can modify and then send. We also have the ability here to check the last time that we talked to them. So if we talk to them today, we can put in the last time that we did that. And that's going to allow us to also check for communications that we want to send out for today in particular. All right, so and this date range up here can be changed. So if you're just interested in today's entries, then you'll be able to see those there as well. So that's for a burn permit, but we've actually just recently expanded this permit processing tab. So it's going to be able to track a lot more than just burn permitting. So for example, let's say that we're going to create a new tent permit. You can see we've got a couple that have already been created. We can create a new tent permit. It's going to look just like the burn permit side. So I'm just going to do an address. Again, we don't have a custom comment in the setup, so it doesn't show there. If there's property restrictions, they'll show here. Then if we click new, then you can see we've got the information here about the permit. And we actually had custom information that was available in the system settings that automatically copied in for this particular permit. And we can fill out this information. So I'm going to say that I'm the owner. Let's say I'm the owner. We can put in other information here along the line as well. And then we just need to close it. It's going to save that information for us. We can put in the date for the permits or the date ranges that it's valid for, times. We also have the ability to mark in the system settings if there is a fee available and if they paid it or not. So you can mark that as well in the system settings. Once everything's filled out correctly, then you can click that print button and that permit's going to be available. Anything in the details tab along with some individual information. Now, if the permit that you're running, so in this instance, that's a tent permit, but if the permit that you're running requires an inspection and you want to track that inspection separately, then you can create this follow-up action. And I'm going to say that this is going to be an inspection. And you can see here we can have a lot of different options in there. We can also do just a regular follow-up. Let's do fire prevention follow-up. We can choose the date that we're going to do that inspection. So maybe we're going to inspect it tomorrow, and let's say at 1300 hours. And then we can create it. Now, the great thing about this, creating these through that connection, they automatically get connected together. So you can see here, this says show the follow-up action. This one says show the original action. It does copy over the information from the permit. If you don't want to see that information, you can just erase it. And then we can also put in our comments. So since this is not going to be on the actual permit itself, I'm just going to delete the information here for the tent itself. So let's say we don't care about this note here. And I'm going to do a new header, inspection comment, comments. We could say past, approved certain candles or something like that. All right, so that would be available for you to put in your comments. And then, if you wanted to sign it, your name is going to be stored here as the last person that created it or modified it, but you can always sign your name. All right, so that's how you could create a permit and also create a follow-up action if you wanted to be able to follow along with those entries. And this is unlimited. Again, the setup for the permit processing is unlimited, so you could have any permits here, and you can have any of them marked in with the inspection side as well.